Hi there, Crafty Pals, Louise with you today. Thanks so much for checking out this video. I am exploring some Paper Rose Studio products at the moment, and this one was a winner. I love a masculine boys page, so check out the links in the video description to find these products from Australian company Paper Rose. Now I'm starting with a solid brown background, and look at these bright colours. Great mix of patterns, and I actually found this a little bit more challenging than I expected. I had the idea that I was going to do like a torn strip with this sort of what I'd call a rainbow, these two together, but I attached them and then realised that the way I'd attached them didn't lend itself very well to tearing, because if I tore it, you would lose part of the rainbow. So initially, I didn't go into this. Here's where you can see that process where I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I'm going to have to leave this solid and revisit what I had sort of had in my mind to do here. But the great thing about this collection, I think, is that it's so coordinated, and you can see I'm taking smaller pieces of those solid patterned papers and just rounding out the corners, because there's something about a rounded corner that just takes a little bit of that harshness away if you're using lots of straight edges. So I had a little play here, and then I stopped, and then I thought about it again, and you know, how am I going to salvage it? I do really like those two rainbow stripes as well. So that smaller piece that I cut out earlier, I think, is a really great little feature. So one of my processes when I am struggling is that I might sort of work on a different area of the layout while I think about what to do. So, you know, you can see I've doodled around that little cut apart piece, and here's where we sort of start to get to where the layout really makes its final decisions on where it's going to end up, by taking another solid piece and sort of building this background, putting all those layers together and having sort of a starting point to work with. And this, it wasn't sort of the initial process that I had in mind, but sometimes a collection or a product will kind of lead you in a direction that, you know, maybe pardon me, you weren't initially ready to explore, but that's the benefit of it, is you can actually, just roll with it and go ahead and create. So when I am building my clusters, I like to have everything kind of stuck down in this midsection before I stick it to the main part of the page, because I never know what I'm actually going to put underneath those layers. So it could be inks, it could be spray, it could be ordinary old white texture paste. So essentially I like to stick all this together and keep it in its kind of true form before I go ahead and add that mixed media background. And that's just purely my process. So you probably have seen when I am creating, and I'm pretty sure I do it later in this video, is that I actually mark off the area where my cluster is with a pen. And so I don't put any paste in that area, because I don't, you know, it's unnecessary. It's going to get covered up. And it has twofold. So it's no wastage where I'm covering up with my elements and clustering, and then it also allows me to know how much space around that cluster I have in order to place my paste. So you know, in this case, I am using just a black texture paste through a chevron stencil, and you can see the clusters come together pretty well. I do think these stars are really cute. I love the circle elements too. I think I call it rainbow, but it's not rainbowness. That's just how I would describe it. But essentially, yeah, that rainbowness of the circle elements, I think, works really well. So that's a win in my book. And trimming off the edges allows me to mount this on another patterned paper. So again, you get the opportunity to really double up with your colors and your mounting, and you know, really add and enhance your layouts as you see fit. So This, I think, is a Stamperia paste, and I bought it because I was out of black texture paste, and I can't say it's a huge favourite. It's got a grainy, sandy sort of texture to it, and it is a bit hard to spread. It dries pretty cool. I do like the way it dries, but it's not something I would probably buy again just because of that textural element. But I do like the way it looks on the background. And as you can see, I've gone ahead and done the mounting side of things and popped the paste form down. The final stages, I'm just going to glue down those stars that I've got some mounting tape on them as well. And that's going to be my layout share for you today. So please make sure that you check out Paper Rose. I do hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for visiting, and happy scrapping.